So we'll take a look at the waistband now. So what I've done is I've gone around my waist, and then on the left side, which is the side with the fixed buckle, I've gone back halfway round my waist. So essentially, I'm going to end up, I've got 210 centimeters here. I've got this essentially going to be on one side of the body, and that's there. And the reason for that is so I've got some ability to extend it, but then what I also find is that with one side with the moving D-ring, the inside piece of webbing is preventing it from catching on any part of my suit. So just a little tip that I've started doing. So what that means is that this webbing is originally, when it starts out, it's going to come through at about here. This is going to be the loose end. So I'm just going to give myself a bit of a guide. And then obviously, once we come through, we've got the two trim pockets to go through. Then there's the drop D-rings, and then we'll go for the moving D-rings. And then of course we'll finish off with some tabs as we go. So I'll just get some of this out of the way. Okay, so that was my midpoint. Come down. Back up. Over the top. Let's double check where we are. So that's on the inside of the diver. And then this is what we'll see on the back. Then we're going to go for the trim pockets next. So we're going to come through the sliders here. And because I'm going to use the drop attachment points to hold them in place, I would normally put a tri-glide in the middle. So you can still do that. But what I'm going to do instead is just hold them in place with the drop attachment. I just want to check that it is the right way up. So for the drop attachment, you'll see you've got the raised part. That's going to be on the outside of the diver. So you want to make sure that it's not that way. That's going to be harder to clip onto. So come up from the bottom. Back down from the top. So the trim pocket's held in place between this plate and the drop attachment. Then on this side, we know that along here is where we're going to feed the H harness. So then for the waist buckle, I'm going to face that away. And then that's how that's going to be as I do it up. Then we just repeat that for the opposite side now. Trim pocket, get that on the right way. We'll finish off just with a couple of small bits of bungee now. We're going to do the loop. And when you do those, what's important, if you imagine the loop, you want to make sure that it's the top part that's going through the retainer. So as that ties into there, that's the part you want to retain. So once you're then sure you've got the right part retained, just going to run the bungee through the holes. So what I like to do is have one side that's got a knot towards the end, which I'm going to refer to as my locked side, and then it's the other one that I would then be able to pull out more easily when I've got the unit on and size that based on what I need to get around the chest. So that's one side. We can do the other side now. So there you go, checking it's the top part.